as the true heroes of the liberation struggle for working 1 year without getting salaries. And the gynecology department at Juba Teaching Hospital has reported 20 new births during this year's Christmas celebrations. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin. I am Wal Mapal. Now the news in detail. Police authorities in Central and Eastern Equatorial states reported 6 fatalities, including an inmate, and over 40 traffic accidents between December 24 and 26, 2024. According to police spokesperson Colonel John Kasara Kongnial, most between 21 and 40. Kasara says the traffic police registered 47 minor accidents with no fatalities reported during the Christmas celebrations. Colonel Kasara says the National Police sends its condolence to the people who lost their beloved one during the last 248 hours.
Was novel and calm, except some minor cases in Central Equatorial State and Eastern Equatorial State. The traffic police registered 47 minor cases, no death registered during the last 48 hours of Christmas celebration. Lastly, on behalf of the Inspector General of Police and on my own behalf, I would like to convey our heartfelt condolence to the members of bereaved families. We pray to the Almighty for the eternal peace of the departed soul.
The SPLM Secretary General has described the public servants and organized forces in South Sudan as true heroes of the liberation struggle for working 1 year without getting salaries. Peter Lambo spoke to iRadio in an exclusive interview this morning in Juba. He says the public sector workforce is making immense sacrifices despite the severe economic challenges. Peter Lambo says working for a year without salaries is an extraordinary testament to their resilience, dedication and commitment to the nation.
I really want to appreciate the people of South Sudan. As the Secretary General of SPLM, I have seen something in our people that I have never seen with anybody in the world. The fact that the people can work for 1 year without payment. Nobody has come across that in history. But it is the only people that have done this because they believe this country, they are the ones who created it. They fought for it. They voted during the referendum for independence, and they are saying we don't want to create a bad name, a bad image for our country. We must work until our salary comes. I want to tell them that these are the true heroes of our liberation, because you wake up in the morning, you come to your workplace, you go back to your house, there is nothing. And still your children are crying, there is no food, and you still tell them I'm going to work and there is nothing. So I want to tell them that I appreciate it very much. The president of this country appreciates them very much.
Mr. Both added that SPLM still stands for its vision to deliver prosperity to the South Sudanese people. He urges that the political party had not been given a chance to serve the people and accuses some individuals of being impatient and anti-SPLM.
SPLM is a mass political movement, but our people know that the SPLM brought them this country. Our people know SPLM has a vision and it has a program, and the people know that SPLM has not been given a chance to implement the program for development for SPLM. They know a time will come, the SPLM will be in the right place at the right time to deliver the promises to the people of South Sudan. Now those who are in a hurry to see the results very quickly, those are the ones who are against the SPLM. But when it comes to support of SPLM, I have been across this country. I have seen the SPLM support. The people may have issues with particular leaders, but they have no problem with SPLM whatsoever. They differentiate between the SPLM as an idea, the SPLM as a party, the SPLM as a program, from the individuals who are holding offices of the SPLM. They know the difference. There are people who don't know these differences.
You are listening to iRadio News. The Gynecology Department at Juba Teaching Hospital has reported 20 new births during this year's Christmas celebrations. Lucky Gloria Ambrose, the Assistant Medical Director of Obstetrics and Gynecology, confirmed that 12 mothers had normal deliveries while 8 underwent cesarean sections. Dr. Gloria also stated that one newborn girl sadly did not survive due to unspecific health complications. She shared these details in an exclusive interview with iRadio this morning.
We had 12 vaginal deliveries, 7 were girls, and 5 were boys. And then by cesarean section, we had 8 deliveries, 6 boys, 2 girls, but one of the girls did not make it to life, is death. So we are having 1 living girl who is born through cesarean section.
The health official stated that the intermittent power outages at the public hospital has a negative impact on operations, particularly when electricity goes off abruptly.
One, our challenges in the hospital here most of the time is when electricity goes off, and then life of the babies in the nursery becomes a challenge, especially those who are on oxygen. So if electricity goes off, definitely you will lose hope from the good work you have done, meaning sometimes the repercussions will not be very good. But since yesterday to now, electricity has not gone off. We thank God for that.
An assessment by Pibor Administrative Area government says 15 local youths were killed and several others injured during the recent cross-border violence in Gumuk counties Nyalema and Manyabol villages. On 13th December, armed youth from that Pibor suspected to be from neighboring Jonglei state were alleged to have attacked the border villages. This came after the special representative of UN Secretary General raised an alarm over youth mobilization in Jonglei during a press conference in Juba. However, Jonglei state government has categorically stated before and after the alleged violence that its youth neither mobilized nor crossed to Pibor. But Pibor Minister of Information Jacob Werchum told iRadio yesterday that they have confirmed the death of 15 people and injury of 9 others. Werchum says 12 children and women were also abducted, while 15,300 people were forced to flee their homes.
Yeah, following the deadly clashes, an attack on Nyalema, Ubali Buma, Munyabol Payam on December 13, 2024, the Chief Administrator, along with the government officials and head of the organized forces, was on a 3-day visit to Gumruk to obtain first-hand report at the scene where the incident occurred and to encourage local youth to live in peace with their neighbors. So the latest report said that 15 local youth were killed and 9 others were injured, and 12 children, including women, were abducted. While 15,300 more were forced to leave their homes. So this is the latest report that we brought from Manyabol. Actually, we went up to Manyabol site where the incident occurred, and we have collected these reports.
Minister also disclosed that calm has returned to the area and people are going about their daily business. When contacted the Commissioner of Akobo County, Pok Nyang said his local youth were never involved in mobilization or attack against their neighbors. Pok says his administrative jurisdiction is a long way from Nyalema and Manyabol villages where the attack allegedly occurred.
This morning we registered fire outbreak at around 10 when the fire exploded in one of the shop in the main market. The fire break out while the shop owner was not around. The fire continues until...
Apologies for the wrong clips. Unity State Governor has described Rev. Mathiang Deng as a beacon of hope and inspiration to many people a day after the national lawmaker died of cholera in Bentiu. Reverend Mathiang, legislator representing Koch and Gwit constituencies in Unity State at the National Parliament, passed away on December 25, 2024 at the age of 76 years after contracting cholera. His son Manasseh Matthew said the MP, who was on an official visit to Bentiu, was hospitalized before his death despite the effort of medical personnel trying to save his life. In a press statement, Governor Beam conveyed his condolences to Reverend Mathiang, whom he says was a dedicated leader and a beloved servant of the people. Until his death, late Reverend Mathiang was a national lawmaker representing Koch and Gwit constituencies in Unity State at the National Parliament. He was formerly the moderator and peace and advocacy coordinator of the Presbyterian Church. He has also served as the leader of the Western Nuer community, former chairperson of Jagay community, and deputy leader of Nuer Leadership Forum. He is survived by several sons and daughters. A cholera outbreak is threatening to spiral out of control in the flood-stricken state after health authorities reported thousands of cases and 101 related deaths since the outbreak was declared in October 2024. John Moot, Director General of the State Ministry of Health, said the death toll has sharply risen from 70 people on Sunday to nearly 100 as of December 23, 2024, amid an insufficient response. Mr. Mood narrated that the outbreak is worsened by open defecation, flooding, and the overcrowding at displacement camps. According to him, the state health facilities face a serious lack of oral rehydration solutions and insufficient vaccines. You are listening to iRadio News. A fire outbreak burned 3 shops in Lakes State capital Rumbek on Christmas Day, leaving traders counting losses, including 2.3 million South Sudan pounds, according to the police. Lakes State Police spokesperson Major Elijah Mabor Makwai says the fire started at 10 a.m. on Wednesday in one of the shops belonging to Satan Amir Jidu in the main market. Makwai explains that the fire erupted when the shop's owners were not around and people tried to extinguish it with buckets. Though the police were informed late, they managed to coordinate with the fire brigade service and Hanmes Fire Division to minimize the damage. According to him, the fire was extinguished, although it destroyed a row of 3 shops, including a computer training center.
This morning we registered fire outbreak at around 10 when the fire exploded in one of the shop in the main market. The fire break out while the shop owner was not around. The fire continues until later it was discovered, and when people try, it has already escalated into other shops, causing a very big damage. And we were also informed very late, and we try our level best to connect with the fire brigade. We call them, and our forces intervene immediately in advance, and followed by the fire brigade. We fought the fire until it has reduced, and again the enemies managed to reinforce us with their fire fighters.
You are listening to iRadio News, and now to the international arena.
Now, from the region and internationally, death toll from a boat that capsized off Morocco while headed from West Africa to Spain on the 19th December has risen to 69 people, including 25 Malian nationals, authorities said. The makeshift boat was carrying around 80 people when it capsized. Only 11 survived, the Ministry of Malians Abroad said in a statement on Thursday after collecting information to reconstruct the incident. A crisis unit has been set up to monitor the situation and will report any further updates, it adds. Elsewhere, a prison riot in Mozambique's capital Maputo left 33 people dead and 15 injured, the country's police general said on Wednesday, as civil unrest linked to October's disputed election continues. A decision on Monday by Mozambique's top court confirming long-ruling party Frelimo's victory in the election has sparked fresh nationwide protests by opposition groups and their supporters who say the vote was rigged. And finally, South Korea's parliament impeached acting President Han Duck-soo on Friday, less than 2 weeks after suspending President Yoon Suk-yeol's power over his short-lived declaration of martial law, plunging the country deeper into political chaos. The impeachment of Han, the acting president since Yoon was impeached on December 14 for declaring martial law on December 3rd, has pushed South Korea's once vibrant democratic success story into uncharted territory. Well, that's it from the region and internationally. Now back to you, Mr. Wal Mapal.
Vote of thanks, Sebit Patrick, all over there for updating us on the international arena. And now to the world of sports, here is Madrama James.
Thanks, Wal Mapal. Here are some of the stories making headlines in the world of sport. The organizing committee of the South Sudan Premier League has postponed the game between Holy Family Rumbek and Olympic Reng originally scheduled for Friday, December 27, 2024. In a statement, Mr. Uyul Alam, head of the organizing committee, confirmed the decision after receiving an apology letter from Olympic FC Reng. The team cited circumstances beyond their control as the reason for their inability to participate in the match. The committee accepted the request and will announce a new day for the fixture soon. Fans are advised to stay tuned for further updates. The tournament is started on the 23rd of this month and will continue until the end of May 2025. Meanwhile, in Premier League leaders, Liverpool strengthened their grip at the top of the Premier League after coming from behind to defeat the struggling Leicester City and move 7 points clear. Leicester had lost 5 of their previous 7 matches but stormed Anfield by taking the lead through Jordan Ayew's sharp 6-minute finish, while Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes sent off for the 3rd time this season as Wolves continue their perfect start under new boss Victor Pereira with a victory over the Red Devils. Fernandes was dismissed for a second yellow card 2 minutes into the second half, having already been sent off against Tottenham and Porto earlier in the campaign. Those are some of the stories making headlines in the world of sports, and back to you, my colleague Walmapa.
That is Madrama James all over there from the world of sports. This year now brings us to the end of our stories this afternoon, but first, let's have a quick recap once again. Police authorities in central and eastern Equatorial states reported 6 fatalities, including an inmate and over 40 traffic accidents between December 24 and 26, 2024. The SPLM Secretary General has described the public servants and organized forces in South Sudan as the true heroes of the liberation struggle for working 1 year without getting salaries. And finally, the Gynecology Department at Juba Teaching Hospital has reported 20 near births during this year's Christmas celebrations. That's the end of iRadio Afternoon News. If there is a story or an event you would like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message on +211 925 287 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba. Like our Facebook page, iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for news in Arabic at 1/2 past the hour. I am Walmapal. Thanks for listening.